I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Friday Night Smackdown After Show here at AfterBuzz TV. I am Tom the Com Connolly. Over there, George Hermosa here.
Yo.
Sitting in. Gabby's working on Impact tapings. Josh is just flown the coop. He couldn't deal. He wanted his Mandy date, and Otis got it, so we'll find out if he shows up next week. Maybe he's going to ruin the date. I don't know. But, George, what do you think, good SmackDown?
It was good. I think when thinking about SmackDown, I think none of the episodes are like blow away SmackDown episodes, but I don't think none of them are bad. I think they're just good traditional wrestling episodes. You got your good guys, you got your bad guys, you got your heroes, you got your anti-heroes. I'm always a big fan of how SmackDown presents their shows. Yeah,
I agree. And I think, being the 2 hours, it doesn't get too long. You're not like, oh, is this over yet?
Yeah.
Like, we still have to sit through another hour? It's pretty fast-paced. But so tonight, SmackDown kicks off with the return of the dirt sheet with Morrison and The Miz. Do you like The Miz's attire now? This is the second week. First, he was kind of wearing a sweater last week. Now he's got the whole turtleneck going on.
I dig it. I think Miz has always been very fashionable, and I think he can pull off pretty much anything. I'm a big fan of the dirt sheet. Like, I was not a big fan of these guys 12 and a half years ago on the ECW.
Yeah.
It wasn't until they started doing the dirt sheet where I'm like, oh my God, like these guys are fun. Like, these guys have a lot of personality. And I like that they're back together. I like that they're both kind of big stars that are put together because obviously they both had a lot of success since they were a tag team back 10, 11, 12 years ago. So yeah, I was a big fan of I know they shot some of the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood spoof not too far from here.
Yeah.
Anissa, I don't know if anybody knows
I was going to bring it up.
was in that segment.
I saw her. She tweeted out on Friday about it, and then at first I didn't see the show until later, and I was like, she's on SmackDown? I was like, how's she on SmackDown? I saw it. I was like, that is awesome. So what they did, it was basically like a spoof on the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I thought it was really funny. I love that they're bringing Mr. Miz into this.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect. I think he loves it. He loves to play along.
George Mizanin.
Yes. I think he's great in it. I thought everyone was good in it. It was like the whole like stunt double. But it was weird. It's like, I guess, Morrison's not the Miz's stunt double, but that's how it kind of played it out. And I thought it was great, and showing the highlights, and then they get interrupted by the New Day. Kofi starts talking about how I think he was leading to like, oh, they're showing all these great highlights of me doing all the great things. But it ends up being, they kind of go back and forth. And then Miz and Morrison saying, hey, we beat every team on SmackDown, but they haven't beat every team on SmackDown. Out come the Usos, basically saying, you haven't beaten us, so we should get... I was surprised. I was surprised where it led to the next match after, but... Before the match, Ziggler and Roode come out, and then Miz and Morrison attack the New Day. Usos kind of make the save, and then we kind of cut the break, which it was just chaos, I thought. But did you like the opening segment?
I liked it. I'm a really big fan of this feud. It's something new, obviously, and nothing against New Day and Usos. I mean, those guys kill it every single time.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that now it's an actual team, because I was not a big fan or a fan at all of the Miz and Shane McMahon as a team.
Yeah.
Like they go out there and they beat Sheamus and Cesaro just clean. Like, come on, like you guys aren't even a team. You guys teamed like once or twice, and now you guys are the best tag team in the world. At least Miz and Morrison's got history.
Yes.
They were legit like the best tag team of maybe all of 2007, and now I like that. Obviously, like I said, they've both accomplished a lot since they split up back in 08 or 09. It's something new, something that New Day can get their hands on, and who knows, maybe we can see some great matches with Miz and Morrison against Usos or Miz and Morrison against the Revival maybe at some point.
Yeah. I mean, do you think it's leading to the title change?
I think so. I think it gives both guys something to do. I think with somebody like Miz, who I feel like with Kofi, they want to put a title on him because I think like he's Kofi. You know, like we don't want him to be lost. He's a former WWE champion, regardless of how he lost the belt. I feel like they always feel like they have to do something with them. I think Miz is in that same category where like they always have to feel like they have to do something with Miz. I feel like this would be a good time to maybe put the belts on Miz and Morrison. You know, a good 12, 13 years after they first won it.
Yeah, I think it's good. Yeah, especially the Miz, like they have Miz and Mrs., which I was, when the draft happened and Miz came to SmackDown, I was shocked.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, he's got a show on USA, which seemed to be like an easy tie-in of being like, you're on Raw because you have a USA show. But I think it's actually better that he's on SmackDown.
He's on Fox now. He's on USA. Yeah. You know, they show his commercials on E, I'm sure.
Yeah, and then they could also say when he does, you know, he does tons of press and interviews where it's like, oh, SmackDown superstar, but his show was on USA right after NXT, our other show that's on.
Speaking of which, I was thinking about it too. Like, let's say, you know, for argument's sake, let's say CM Punk comes back. Does he come back on Fox because of the whole Fox deal, or does he come back on Raw because Paul Heyman's running it?
Ooh, that's a. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the problem is it's all. Then he's dealing with WWE people, not, you know, just Fox people.
Yeah.
So I don't know where he would come back. I mean, I'd love for him to come on SmackDown. I think it'd be a great boost to the arm of SmackDown of having another guy where. I mean, I'd like to see him in Reigns. I'd like to see him and Daniel Bryan. Him and The Fiend. There's so many matches you can, like, think of that you'd want to see him in. Do you think he's going to come back and wrestle?
Yes.
Do you think... when do you think? Like, you think...
I think
Mania this year or no?
By the end of this year.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think he's been good on backstage, but he's also not on it a lot.
Yeah.
It's like maybe once a month he's on.
Yeah.
Which I think it was when it was first... like the news broke, you thought he'd be on every week.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, if he's on every week, he's dealing or at least interacting with other superstars.
And plus, at some point, like, let's say Triple H is on. I don't know if there's still heat between them, but, like, there might be some people on that show that maybe doesn't really get along with CM Punk. At least it gives an opportunity to be like, oh, he's not going to be on this week, but this guy's going to be on this week. I know he's going to be on this Tuesday. I think they announced that Charlotte was going to be a guest, so.
Yeah, I feel like when he was on last time, it was Becky. So I feel like I think they're kind of being cautious of like, we're not going to have him interact with male talent on WWE just because when The Miz was on there and kind of talked crap. Did you see the tweet that he said after that? So it's like, he's not going to hold back. We know he's not. So let's just kind of keep him separated and move on with that. But I agree with you. I think he'll be back. I think at least getting on that show, he has the itch of, I'm around it now. So I think it just takes a couple people being like, hey, but I want to work with you and I want to work with you. And then he's going to go, okay, sure, I'll do that. That'll be fun. Hopefully, it'll be a better environment than when he left.
Yeah.
But let's get into the first match of the night. We got the Usos versus Ziggler and Roode. At first, I was kind of dreading seeing this match because we've seen it the last couple weeks in the 6-man tag. But it ended up being a really competitive match between the two teams. Usos get the win. Ziggler hit so many zigzags in this match and didn't get a pin off him. And I did like the spinebuster zigzag that they did. That, I mean, it got broken up. At least it wasn't like a kick out, which I thought was an actual really good finisher that they could have used. But these guys, I don't think really ever gotten many tag team wins.
Yeah, it's crazy because they became a team, I want to say, in September, right before Clash of Champions, and I don't know, it just feels like so off and on. Like, I don't know, I want them to, if they're gonna be a tag team, have a name.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of tag team names,
and I feel like they should have their own music.
Yeah,
like at least and I think Ziggler and Roode's music would be really easy to combine together.
See, I hate the mashing up of them. Like,
okay.
I'm
you don't like that?
Like, because they do that with Fire and Desire. But like, I remember like when they had it for Jericho, like they mashed it up, but then they actually released like a legit like non-mashup, but they still were able to combine the two. Like a new original track of like of both their songs, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
I think it was great. But yeah, if they can do something maybe original that implements both their themes, I think it that potential to be great. But I mean, again, going back to what I said about Miz and Kofi, like it gives Roode and Ziggler something to do. Obviously, Roode's got a lot of success outside of WWE. Ziggler, a former 2-time World Heavyweight Champion, and like I said, it'd be a shame to not have these guys featured on TV every single week. So it's one of those where I guess them in a tag team maybe is better than them not being featured at all.
Yeah, I think if they weren't in a tag team, we would never. These guys would just be around, and maybe I think Ziggler would maybe be, still with Corbin a little bit, but I mean, I feel like Ziggler just keeps getting moved to different tag teams, and then being like the lackey of someone else that he should be. He should be the one in charge. He should be the one in charge of this.
Because we saw something similar last year with like him and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, and Strowman. Yeah. So it was like, okay, I don't know. It's a lot of over and over again the same thing. And then we get the dog food recap from last week. Then out of nowhere we get Corbin walking into the production truck outside, yelling at them inside, asking who played it. And for some reason, some guy raised his hand because, I guess. And then Corbin threw him down the stairs, which I was like, man, like, we didn't even get to see the shot of it. And then he just kind of stands over the guy, and, some agents come out and tell him, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? I think it's in Corbin's character to do this, but it's also... It's kind of a weird thing. I think it's hard when it's clearly we know that it's not someone that works for them. So it's not like we're like, oh my god, so and so it was Tim, I knew him. Like, so I don't know. It works for Corbin, I guess. But
I love Corbin. I mean, I think he's a guy that gets unfairly chastised on Twitter and whatnot. I don't think he cares either. But it's just crazy because everybody always wishes like, oh, I miss when heels can be a heels.
Yeah.
So here's King Corbin, and if it was some indie guy that's portraying a heel, like, and it's just weird. So I tend to kind of shy away from public opinion and hearing people's. I mean, I always respect people's opinions, but I like to think for myself too. Where I'm like, man, we finally have a heel like King Corbin, where he's not out there trying to get cheered. He's not out there trying to be like, oh, let me say something funny or let me do this. Like, no, like the whole purpose of it, like a JBL back in the day, like a lot of 80s wrestlers that we all grew up on that like, wow, what a piece of, heel. Like, this is what he is. And again, I can't do anything but embrace him because, again, he's everything that I would want in a heel.
Yeah. And I feel like what we saw from him later was even
if
more
anything, I think it made Roman Reigns an even bigger babyface. And essentially that is what you want from a heel.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I at least have like against Corbin is that he doesn't get the wins though. Like, I feel like they don't.
He beat Roman twice.
No, I know, but now I get it. But I feel like he's not getting pushed enough.
Okay.
I guess I get it. Yeah. But I feel like every time he did it, like he had help doing it, and I get it, he's a heel. And that's what's gonna happen. But I think it's better when they do it on their own. At least then they could say, "Well, I beat him on my own. I didn't need."
He became king on his own.
He did. Yes, he did. Yes, and he got that crown on his own. So we'll see what happens more with Corbin later. Elias is about to play a song. He gets interrupted like normal by Cesaro. Leads to another match where like Elias has been having problems with Sami Zayn and company. And then Cesaro hit like a million uppercuts in this match. It was an uppercut party. But sadly, in the end, Cesaro did not get the win. Elias got the win with elbow off the top rope, which I think is good for Elias because this guy never wins.
He never wrestles that much either.
Yeah.
He very rarely wrestles, which is, I mean, good. Again, it's one of those where if you can get over it without putting your body on the line, I mean, good for Elias.
Yes, exactly.
He doesn't have to wrestle, and he's still pretty popular.
But yeah, there was a tag match that he won too. I think it was last week or the week before, and then this. So, I mean, where is he going after this?
That's what
I feel like it's like
that's always questionable.
Is he going to have a match with Sami Zayn? Is that where we're leading to? I don't know, because I feel like he's just keeps getting under their skin. And then after that, we get Corbin coming out. He's complaining about Roman Reigns, saying he wants one more match because at Royal Rumble, Roman had his cousins help him to win. I loved his line about the Super Bowl because it's like perfect with being in San Jose. And then there's a fan in the crowd, and he just pours a drink all over him, which then prompts Roman to come out, hits the Superman punch, gets in the ring, and just says, okay, you won another match, which are we really clamoring for another Roman Reigns Corbin match?
I mean, I'm not.
I'm not either. I just think it's convenient for the Super Showdown. Let's just get them there. Is this the blow off of the match?
Has to be. I mean, they can't wrestle at Mania.
Oh my gosh, I would feel bad for both of them if it goes to Mania, but there's still Elimination Chamber as well on the way, so who knows what could happen there before Mania. I'm over. I thought last week was the end. Okay, he got the dog food poured all over him. He got humiliated. It's over. Like, this is where I feel like you take Corbin and now you have him start going after other people because he's just like pissed. You have someone like someone snickering at it, like laughing at him backstage and be like, "What are you laughing at?" You know what I mean? And then just him starting a new feud with someone else. But, and I almost wish that they would have just made this like Hell in a Cell. If you're gonna do it, like, let's just go big. Like, we're already going for this Saudi show. Like, let's just go big there. They're gonna they'd love that it's a Hell in a Cell match.
I'm surprised we haven't seen a Hell in a Cell at a Saudi show.
I thought that was gonna be where he was going with it, but no, it's steel cage. At least it'll keep the Usos out, keep
Roode and Ziggler.
them out. So, and then we finally get, which I thought, if I was a fan in attendance, and I found out earlier this week that Goldberg was gonna be at SmackDown. Which, granted, they did not say he was going to be live in the arena.
Yeah.
They just said live. I don't know if they said live on SmackDown. We get a shot of Goldberg getting mic'd up at his house in Texas somewhere.
He lived in San Diego, too.
I know. Yeah, it was. I was like, so I was kind of disappointed that it was not live.
Because it's one of those where, listen, Goldberg's not a great wrestler, but part of the appeal is his entrance.
Yes. Yeah.
So you take that away, then what? He's not going to wrestle. He's not going to have a 40-second squash, and he's not going to have the entrance.
It's just real. Like, we're just going to talk to you live, which it's like, sometimes when they do these, you're like, I don't even think this is live. I can't tell if it's live. So he basically comes on and says, Brock is, has a match with Ricochet at Super Showdown. So he says, what about a Universal title shot that I never got because I did lose it, but I never got a rematch?
Whose fault is it that he was gone for 2 years?
I know.
Jesus.
He came out on Raw the next night.
Yeah.
He could have said, I want one more match.
Jesus Christ.
I know. That's like real dumb. You're like, you've been waiting 2 years for this?
And you pick the guy that can't be defeated?
Yeah. Yeah. I was completely shocked that he wanted this match. He was probably the last person I would have picked out of everybody on the roster, like who Goldberg is gonna face.
Me too.
Then we get a Firefly news update with Bray being the news anchor. He throws it to the buzzard. It just basically says there's like cold chance in hell that Goldberg's gonna win. And the thing I think is hard is that the Fiend or Bray Wyatt against Goldberg in these kind of things is very hard, I think, to play up or for people to get behind, because Goldberg is just like, oh, get out of here. I'm not listening to any of your crap. And you're like, dude, like, this is, I feel like you're not playing along. You're not getting what's happening here. But basically, Bray says, okay, sure, you want a match? Like, you're going to get a match with the Fiend at Super Showdown. Or actually, I don't even think Bray even said it. It was just basically like Goldberg being like, the Fiend, you're next.
Yeah.
And that was like all we got from Goldberg, which to me, if you're going to do this, you're going to go to his house and set up a camera. Why not have Bray Wyatt go there? why not have the Fiend show up at this guy's house and attack him right there? Like, wouldn't that at least make the lights go out? Like, do something to get in this guy's head because he clearly is not taking you seriously. And now we have this match in, is it 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
February 28th.
Okay.
27th or 28th.
All right, so like two weeks or so. But is Goldberg going to be on SmackDown again?
Yeah,
There's so many questions. Like, what do you think of it?
I mean, again, I was surprised. I was not expecting this at all, like in any way, shape, or form. I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
but I'm kind of curious too. Or like, are they gonna if the Fiend wins, are they gonna keep going with like the change in people's characters? Because I don't think Goldberg's gonna come back into maybe the next Saudi show.
Yeah,
unless this is maybe like a warm up match for like maybe like a WrestleMania match. But who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
He wasn't at last year's WrestleMania, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, do you think it's like? Do you like that they're doing these like Saudi shows? Like,
I don't mind them.
Like,
I know they're so controversial.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind them. I mean, they're I mean, some of the shows have been bad in just terms of like like the Best in the World with Shane McMahon. Like that was stupid. Like, but I like those like the gimmick stuff, like the 50-man battle royal or the 50. Like, I don't mind that. I thought Team Hogan versus Team Flair was fine. I think it's all fine. I don't mind these shows. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I just think it's weird. Like, to me, the whole like, all right, we're gonna bring all these people back, like, but I mean, we have to see how it plays out. But like, Goldberg versus the Fiend, it kind of scares me because I go, oh my god, are they gonna make the Fiend lose to Goldberg?
I hope not.
But also, is Goldberg gonna like spear the crap out of this guy, and then he's gonna jump up and act like nothing happened to him, and then you go, oh, what the hell, like. Goldberg destroys everyone, and now he's gonna not destroy the Fiend.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's intriguing.
I'm intrigued at least to see where it goes and see what happens. But it also kind of makes me go, ugh.
Yeah.
This could be really good or really bad. Like I think it could almost have like that DDP Goldberg match from WCW. Which was really good. Probably his best match, where you went the distance, and it was crazy. Like, he was insane in that match. I don't know, but I also feel like I don't see them taking the belt off the Fiend.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope they keep him on him. Or they keep it on him for a while.
Yeah.
Even past Mania.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. And then we get Dan and Bryan backstage. Heath Slater comes in, just starts talking about how, oh, I can't believe you fought the Fiend and you're crazy. Basically being like, you just let him whip you with that strap and blah 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 blah. Going on, and Daniel Bryan's just silent the whole time and just looks in and says, how about I fight you right now? And he's like, I just came in here to talk. I wasn't doing anything. I didn't want to have a match on SmackDown tonight. I didn't even know Heath was on SmackDown. Was he drafted to SmackDown?
I guess so. I think he was one of the ones that was not drafted. No, that was a couple years ago.
That was.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's good to see Heath. I don't know. It's just, I love me some Daniel Bryan, but I feel like I'd love to see him on 205 Live.
That'd be very interesting.
I think he would elevate it. The one guy that can elevate that brand so much. And there's so many fresh matchups that he can have.
That'd be very interesting. I'd like to see that. And then basically, Bryan just destroys him and does the whole kind of like his heel persona of like grabbing the arms and just kicking them in the face and doesn't stop, and then just puts on the yes lock, and he doesn't even tap. The ref just kind of calls for the bell, and Daniel Bryan just kind of he hit 2 knees too, so I feel like he's changing. We don't really get what he's changing into. Are we getting like almost like an evil yes movement, not the positive yes movement? Because he definitely is definitely being more commanding with the yeses, of like wanting people to do it.
Yeah.
Where before it was like, I did that, it's over with. Now I feel like which I think is way different from before, where everyone chanted yes, he chanted no. Now we're getting him just being like, yes, like going over the top with it, which I think could be very interesting to see. But he is changing. a little bit.
It's like it's that season now where we're all speculating like, oh, what is he going to do at Mania? Like, there's so many. I think there's one match at Mania that we all know is going to happen. There's another rumored one, Bray and Roman. But like other than that, like man, there's so many people on that roster that like you can't just put somebody like a Daniel Bryan in like some 6-way or 8-man tag where it's like these guys need like a high profile match. And I'm just curious, like man, like how is he gonna fit in these plans? You got to think they're doing something.
Yeah,
like
something's happening.
They probably already know an idea of who he's gonna face at Mania. So just keep tuning in.
And the thing that's hard is like you're like, well, is he going to be a good guy or a bad guy?
Yeah.
So it's where do you even go with it? And it's like, I don't know. I have no idea. Sidetrack real quick. Do you think Mania should be 2 nights?
No.
Why do you think that? Because you don't want to go 2 nights.
Yeah. No, I don't know. It's still, no matter what, even if there were 2 nights, there's still going to be a level of inequality. There's always going to be like, well, I want a main event the second night because that's going to, I want to main event. I don't know. It just, I feel like there's so much uncertainties when it has 2 nights. Like, which is going to be the first? It's just so many questions that I think they can prevent. Like, it's not like a New Japan where I feel like their fan base is a little different.
Yeah.
Where it feels like more of like an actual event as opposed to like Mania, which is like the one night of the year where it's like everything matters.
Yeah, but also, I mean, I think I wouldn't mind if it was 2 nights because, you could do Universal one night, WWE the other night, and they could really be like, listen, we're gonna come out on the apron, we're gonna come out of the ring, and we're just gonna flip a coin. Whatever wins, that one is on this night, and this is on this night. Just so it's not like, oh, this, we're. But that's what main events tonight.
And then ticket sales, like
it's hard. I think it's harder in a bigger like how do you do that?
And
I know.
And like if a stadium holds like 60,000, what if the first night does like half of that or the second night? Like and it's just so much.
But I also think it would do good. I think they would be fine because there's so many people that come to those cities. I think they'd probably have to maybe lower the prices a little bit and not be like crazy like $1,000 a ticket or something. But
and plus, when would you have it? Because if
I feel like it'd have to be like Saturday, Sunday.
Well, especially because like Friday is SmackDown, they can't change that. They have the Hall of Fame on Thursday. I guess
and then
maybe
NXT, but you could add NXT into it too.
Maybe you don't have to have NXT. Incorporate that, but because obviously Monday.
But that's also
Raw.
adding like 5 more matches. I think if anything, they should just move the start time up. Like WrestleMania should not end at 1:30 in the morning the next day. Like, it just shouldn't, especially on the East Coast. If you have a family, you have kids, they can't even stay up to watch the match they want to watch. Yeah. Like, it's like Becky and them started at midnight last. Like, that's dumb.
I do think SummerSlam should be held internationally.
I like that idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
or back in LA, but
yeah. Well, I think we might get something else in LA.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later. Yes. But I think I think they should at least start it earlier. Like, it should start at 5.
It's funny because
it should end at 11. It really should.
So just to keep sidetracking,
yeah, I know.
Because I always have an argument over like SummerSlam. Oh, it should be in Tokyo.
Yeah,
and then people will say, well, what about the start time? Okay, I don't know. You can start like at noon. And if you really think about it, like football, like that's on our time because we're in LA. That starts as early as 10 a.m. That's what time friends are coming over. That's what time the barbecue starts. Wrestling could be no different.
Exactly.
So
it should be the same.
Yeah.
I mean, when they do all these Super Showdown, it starts at like 1 p.m. here. Like, if you want to watch it, that's when you're going to watch it.
And I feel like SummerSlam, I feel like something with the network.
Yes,
where it's like
so easy.
And from last month, like, it takes away a little bit of the, like, oh, I have to watch it at this time. As opposed to, like, if you paid $60 for a pay-per-view, it's like, you kind of feel like you have to watch it at that time, But it's like, I got the network. I'm only paying $10. Yeah, I can watch it an hour later. Or I can watch it, the next day. Or, even if it's overnight.
If you have something to do, like, if you're like, oh, I really have to do this today. I'm not worried that, like, oh, man, I missed the pay-per-view because I needed to go do something.
Yeah, because I remember that one Tokyo event where they had it at 3:30 in the morning. Like, I could just wake up and watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't have to watch it live. I get they want people here to watch it live, but make it somewhere where, like, in the UK, it could be earlier, and it's like it's regular time there, and not super at 3 in the morning here.
Yeah.
All right, but let's get back to SmackDown. We get Strowman celebrating his IC title victory. Sammy says it's a tainted win. Now we get the Revival now joining Sami Zayn and company.
I like that pairing.
It gives something for them to do. I mean, who knows what they're doing.
Yes.
Yeah. But Braun basically did kind of destroy all of them at first, and then Nakamura hit some Kinshasa. I always never say
Kinshasa.
Kinshasa. Yes, I
Kinshasa,
always say. I don't know why. Yeah, but and Sammy was very delighted by that. But I mean, I feel like this is heading to a match at Super Showdown. And then the highlight of the night for me, Otis getting ready for his date next week on Valentine's Day with Mandy Rose. We get a montage with some, music in the background of him lifting weights, him and trying on outfits. And Josh, do you have our? I almost feel like we should have played the clip from last week, but it's okay.
We hate to say we told you so, but ladies and gentlemen, we told you so!
If you guys didn't watch last week, I said exactly this would happen this week. A date prep of him. I wish it was a little longer. Mm-hmm. It could have been more involved. There could have been more segments throughout the night, I think. It was a little fast, little quick. And then basically him trying on a jacket and Tucker ripping off the sleeves to show off his guns. Mm-hmm. And then it ended with them basically learning table manners, him basically trying to eat the steak with his hand, mm-hmm. Tucker telling me with his fork, and then he stood up and the table just flipped over because of his belly. How excited are you for this date next week?
I'm excited. I think again, I think everybody's so quick to bash on certain things. I think this is sports entertainment at its best.
Yeah, me too.
You know, it's fun, like it's cute. And you know what I like the most too is that like this isn't some storyline that just started like a month or two ago. Like if you look at Otis's tweets from like a year and a half ago, he's been eyeing Mandy for a very long time. So I like that there's finally like this payoff, that's gonna happen on Valentine's Day. And I don't know, like is he gonna get a kiss? Is she gonna turn heel on him or whatever? Like,
yeah, I said last week that what's gonna happen is that he's gonna be so nervous he's gonna have an earbud in, but it's gonna be Tucker talking through him, and that she's gonna start really liking him, but it's really her liking Tucker, not Otis, which would and then Tucker starts really liking her, so to add some and I thought it was gonna be a double date. I said this weeks ago with Sonya going too, but I feel like she'll be involved somehow too. I hope it gets a couple of segments, at least 3 segments. We get some fun awkwardness, and then I think they'll end up putting them together somehow. Maybe she'll help them win the tag belts.
You think there's a possibility that Tucker might feed Otis some lines so he doesn't get nervous?
Yeah, so I think I think it'll be like him being like, say blah 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 blah. You know, what I
say
mean?
something like different. You know.
No, I think, but I was saying it's like that Cyrano de Bergerac. Did you ever watch that movie? It's like basically like the one guy is like real ugly, and he likes this girl, but there's a really good-looking guy.
You think Otis is ugly?
No, I'm just in the movie.
Okay.
So
I mean,
Cyrano is telling the guy what to say, so the girl's falling in love with the really good-looking guy, but she's really falling in love with him. So I think it's just trying to I don't know. I'm excited to see where it goes. I don't know where it's going, but I think it'll be cool. And then we get a 5-second match of Sheamus just kicking Apollo Crews.
I forgot that Apollo Crews existed.
I forgot
it's
he was
funny.
on SmackDown.
I forgot who I texted. A couple buddies, like a wrestling group, because we're all in a wrestling group. And I was like, "Is Apollo Crews injured?" Because I haven't heard of him. I haven't seen him. I haven't done anything. Like I was doing a Wikipedia search, and I was like, nothing since like July or August. I'm like, I don't know. Like it's a shame what they don't do with Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's. And again, even with NXT, it's like they have so many people on that roster, but like if you're not going to do anything with these guys, like put them on NXT, like Apollo Crews, No Way Jose, maybe Eric Young, like I don't know, like oh man, like it's such a shame.
Eric Young has a cage though.
Yeah,
that's he has a cage. He at least has something. Apollo Crews has nothing.
But I think I heard Eric Young is doing a lot of backstage aging roles too. But like I'm sure like Apollo Crews and No Way Jose are not.
Oh, no,
so
I thought you were thinking Eric Rowan. Sorry. That's why I said he has a cage.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was like, he was insanity. He's this cage animal that wants to be let loose.
I was thinking Rowan. I was like, he has a cage though. He's carrying around that cage. But yeah, I do think it sucks because we've never, at least the WWE audience has never got to see him to his full potential. I think they just fast tracked him from NXT up on to the main roster. Yep. And I think if he was in NXT for a little longer, he'd be a big time player now.
Or even if he's NXT now.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Like
yeah.
you look at like what it's done for like Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Like no, why
or
not?
Killian Dane.
Yeah, like you can put Apollo Crews back in NXT. Like apparently you guys think it's a lateral move, so just put him back.
Yeah. I wonder if he's ever tried to go back, but I don't know. And then Shorty G comes out and he just gets laid out too. Another person that's just kind of like wasting away, right? It's like, oh, but let's keep pushing Sheamus.
I liked it when they were going to put him in the 205 Live because he had some amazing matches with like Jack Gallagher and whatnot. But
and
then
then,
they were like,
Then they just moved him back, right?
Yep.
Or he just didn't.
Yep.
I don't like. Yeah, like he should be on 205 Live. I don't get the whole point of.
But
like,
I mean, if he goes to 205 Live though, he might be like taller G. Since he's
exactly. Yes.
not so short
Yes.
on that roster.
But yeah, another guy that's just kind of like, what are we doing with him? And I don't like the idea that we're pushing Sheamus again. Like he's been around. I think he should be using. Should be used to be pushing the newer talent, not let's give this guy another. Like, are we going to see him in Reigns again? Like, are we going to get him another title shot? We were talking last week. We think it's going to be Strowman and Sheamus at Mania because Mania's never won, or Sheamus has never won the IC title.
Yeah, that's true.
Which
He's
I was
done
like,
everything else.
I was like, okay, I'm fine with that because at least and I think it would be a good matchup between the two of them.
Yeah, he's done everything else.
Yeah,
except for Universal Championship.
Yeah, he hasn't won that. No, right? No, yeah,
No.
And then the main event of the night, Fatal 4-Way: Carmella, Naomi, Dana, and Alexa Bliss. Bayley gets involved because she's sitting outside. She's not on commentary, just sitting there. She tosses Naomi into the steps to try to take her out of the match, but Naomi comes back. This was basically a clinic for Naomi to show off how amazing she is.
You know what I like? I like that Naomi did not win.
Me too.
Because like you look at some just how like typical booking, and I say that not knowing anything about booking, but like Naomi comes back, they have her showcase, and then we're gonna give her the belt. Like that's so predictable. So again, I have to praise them when they don't do the predictable. They have somebody like Carmella who I think has improved drastically since the very end of her title reign. Because I remember, like, in the beginning of it, she'd beat Asuka, she'd beat Charlotte, but she would always win, like, without really showcasing her ability. But I remember, like, that triple threat with Becky, Charlotte, and Carmella. I thought Carmella was holding her own just as much as Becky and Charlotte. And then, obviously we saw her with R-Truth and whatnot. But now she's back again to kind of showcasing what she can do. And I like that she won because now we can really see, obviously her and Bayley. We've never really seen that on TV recently. I know they had a match in NXT for the women's title, but not recently. And I'm excited to see what magic these two can create. Yeah,
and it's like a built-in story already because we know that they're friends and like the Baymella, all that kind of stuff. So and now Bayley's this whole other character. Carmella's still kind of the same person, a little different. But yeah, I'm excited for that too. I was like, okay, Naomi's winning, so we get this match. And then when she didn't win, I was like, oh, okay. And then I like Bayley attacked Carmella at the end. I wish she kind of would have attacked her a little more. I think it was they were short on time. Yeah, I think it was kind of just like, hey, get in there, get some heat real quick.
10, 9, 8.
Yeah,
punch,
yes,
get out of the ring. 5, 4, 3, 2.
But yeah, it was definitely a showcase for Naomi. She was just like hitting every move that she has. I like that. It's like a running bulldog, but into the corner that she does. That's new that she's doing, and I think it's definitely seems like it's leading towards Bayley and Naomi at Mania, which I think is another a fresh matchup. Where I was like, oh, good, we don't have to see. I don't think we're gonna get Sasha Bayley because I think we should wait on that.
I agree.
But yeah, so number one contender is Carmella. We don't know when the match is.
Not at Super Showdown.
It's definitely not. We don't know
well,
yet.
I mean,
I could see.
I think they just broke that barrier of having women wrestle at Saudi Arabia. Now we got to defend titles in Saudi Arabia.
Might as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't think that they wouldn't want at least Becky there?
Yeah, maybe.
Or I don't know.
I'm kind of curious if we're going to see another women's match at that show.
Especially
since the last one.
And then we also no Lacey Evans at all. So I don't know what's really happening with her.
Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, she lost to Bayley really fast. Yeah. Like it wasn't even like a she didn't even hit a finisher. But so that wraps us up for SmackDown this week. I do have some kind of like rumored news that I want to get to before we get out of here. I was like, that's not my music. That's Gabby's music. That's why. So the rumor is that tomorrow, WWE will be announcing that WrestleMania 37 will be here in Los Angeles.
Inglewood.
Yep.
Hopefully, keeping my fingers crossed.
Yes.
It's been since what? San Jose, 2015, since I've been there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And plus, like, I think, like, since the last time it was in LA, which was 2005.
I wasn't here then.
Like, Mania has just grown.
Oh,
and
yeah.
grown, like.
Because it was at Staples then, right?
Yeah, but even that is just like the because I remember Hall of Fame was that Saturday, and I actually went to a PWG show instead. But that was it. As opposed to now, it's like there's going to be something on Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
Who knows all the indie shows that's going to be around? Like, hopefully I can get booked on some indie shows, you know?
Yeah, nice.
And then, you know, Mania, and then Raw, and then, you know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. About time. Finally, we don't have to travel anywhere else.
Oh, I know. I don't have to wonder about plane tickets and hotels.
Exactly. Yes, yeah.
Maybe the Uber rides might be a little bit more expensive, but I can just drive.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, just pay for the parking. But yeah, so we'll see. It should be they're announcing
Tomorrow
this tomorrow
at 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, if it's already announcing some kind of announcement.
Plus, they're in Ontario tomorrow for Raw, so you know that if it was somewhere else, they're not going to be like, okay, I got to fly back to LA to Ontario to get to be at Raw. It's like they're in town tomorrow anyways, so there's a good chance that it's going to be announced for Los Angeles.
And that stadium opens this fall, right?
I think so because I know Guns N' Roses is having a concert.
Okay,
this year.
yes, yeah.
I'm just curious what the logo is going to be because obviously we saw WrestleMania Play, WrestleMania Star, WrestleMania, whatever. We saw WrestleMania Pirate Flag.
Pirate ship,
So I'm kind of curious what's going to be WrestleMania.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It can be
I mean, I think it could just be like the Hollywood sign, but it says WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Could be potentially spotlights or maybe a giant bottle of kombucha.
WrestleMania kombucha. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I don't think they're going to call it, like, it's going to be LA. I feel like it's going to be Los Angeles, not Hollywood. But I also could see them just going Hollywood with it, because...
You already went Hollywood.
I know, but you go back again.
Back to more cool movie trailers.
Yes, yeah. But that wraps us up for this week. George, where can the people find you?
You can find me at G Hermosa, GHERMOZA. I'm telling you, SummerSlam at the Tokyo Dome would be huge. Huge.
I agree. It'd be fun. It'd be a lot of fun. And you guys can find me Twitter, Instagram, TomTheCom. Check out my Etsy store at Connolly Central. And follow me at Connolly Central on Twitter and Instagram as well. But that wraps it up for this week, Friday Night SmackDown. I think the gang will be back next week. If not, you're stuck with us again.
I guess I'll be back.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principal.